Well, I hardly have to introduce Dr. Sebastian Gorka. He's a military and intelligence analyst, Fox News strategist, former deputy assistant to the president, and also the author of the book, Why We Fight. And he has now got his own show, which I'm sorry to hear. We're sorry you won't come here anymore. He's got a new show called America First, which is starting on January 1st. Where is that?
That's with the Salem Media Group, so it's with our good buddies, Dennis Prager and everybody else.
Oh, congratulations, man. That's great. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
are you growing a beard?
I am.
If you are, I approve. I approve.
Do you? Do you like it?
I approve.
I just thought want to look more like Gorka. That's, So, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm hoping by Christmas I'll be able to come down someone's chimney without getting shot. I'm really happy you're here. Aside from the fact that I like seeing you, I'm happy you're here because you're such an eloquent defender of Donald Trump. And this is a good day for Trump in a lot of ways. I mean, not a good day to have people.
Can I just say something before you get onto the serious stuff? I tell everybody who will listen that you are one of my favorite podcasts. But what you did with Knowles, that behind the scenes of Another Kingdom, that was the best ever. That insight into Hollywood, into the insanity, into the whole male-female thing. If you guys have not listened to the extra, shame on you. Listen to it now.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It was actually an entertaining talk. I enjoyed doing it. I appreciate it. So Donald Trump has been proved utterly right. Now, Jim Acosta looks like he looks like the buffoon he is. And,
you mean Abilio Acosta?
Yes. Look at me, I'm Jim Acosta. And Trump has been proved totally right. Did he make a mistake? Did Trump make a mistake in selling the border crisis, the caravan crisis, as hard as he did? I was quoting Selena Zito, who says he alienated some suburban voters who support border security, but felt that he was being racist, that he was selling a racist message. Now, I ask you this because I know you support him. Do you feel he may have made an error there?
Well, I can't give you any kind of empirical data that would give you an answer either way. But when you look at the footage of asylum seekers throwing rocks and bottles at the CBP, and the CBP sounds like another government acronym, but the Customs and Border Patrol are simply the federal police officers who guard the front door of America. My parents were refugees from a communist dictatorship. The idea that they'd throw rocks at the nation, at the officers of the nation that are protecting that nation's citizens, I think there is nothing he could do to oversell the threat. These people are punks. Anybody who comes to America or wants to come to America waving the flag of Honduras and then assaults our officers, it's not a refugee, it's not an asylum seeker, it's a criminal.
Do you think there is any chance? I mean, now we've started to hear Hillary Clinton, John Kerry talk about the mistake that Angela Merkel, because it's bringing Merkel down. She's basically out because of this. We saw Chris Matthews on MSNBC saying there's got to be enforcement at some point. Is there any chance that this new Democrat Congress is going to come in and say, okay, we will trade you some border wall funding for DACA?
First things first, you have to ask the question, why? Why does Hillary, why does the German Hillary, why does Merkel suddenly do a 180? This isn't about suddenly the scales have fallen from their eyes. It's what it's always about, Drew. You know it as well as anybody. It's about power. They realize that this isn't working. They realize that the open border mantra that 7 billion people should be allowed into America isn't working. So they want to maintain power. So what do? They get into their boat. They shift the sails to the right direction to catch the wind. They couldn't care less on the issues. It's about staying in power. So no, I don't think there's any chance that there will be a reasonable House with people like Maxine Waters and Adam Schiff running committees. The next 2 years is literally going to be the lunatics running the asylum that is the House of Representatives, which means in 2020, it's going to be a cakewalk for the president back into the White House.
You think so? You think this is
Yes.
all right? Well, I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to remember that prediction. But now,
Please.
Maxine Waters, I mean, she had some crazy thing where she was saying the entire caravan was a conspiracy that Trump invented. So you're obviously right about what's going to happen next. I mean, Adam Schiff is he's such a McCarthyite. He's going to be investigating Trump's shoe size by the time he's finished. Do you see in this Mueller investigation? I heard yesterday there was something like 52, I believe, was the number, closed indictments. I mean, and Dershowitz saying this is going to be a disaster for the president. Do you think this is a disaster looming?
No, because I know that there was no Russian collusion. I was in the Oval with the president. It was May of 17. It was just the two of us. And I think Jared had just testified or just given his press conference. And I was in there for another issue. And the president just looked at me, suddenly broke the conversation. And he said, they will find nothing because there is nothing. So the fact that we've had, what are the indictments to date? Really? Papadopoulos gets what? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Because he misspoke in front of a federal agent. We have Manafort, who's getting indicted, charged, and prosecuted for wire fraud 12 years ago with a contract that had to do with the Ukraine. This is absurd. Robert Mueller is out of control. So, the question is, how long will he go on wasting our taxpayer money? Because to date, Drew, it's $35 million that he spent. $35 million. It's a travesty.
Do you think that there's any, for instance, we don't know what Rosenstein has allowed him to do at this point. We don't know how he's changed his brief. They've kept this under wraps. Do you think there's any chance he's going back into some arcane business deal that Trump made, or some kind of, something that he can use to say he violated the emoluments clause or something like that? Do we know? Do you have any sense of how far this has gone and how far abroad he's seeking?
With the latest alleged report from The Guardian in the UK, which when I was in the White House, literally manufactured a whole story out of whole cloth with regards to me wanting to become the special representative, the special envoy to Libya. I mean, you put a loaded 1911 to my head, I wouldn't want that job. So The Guardian has a reputation for fake news, but The Guardian's reporting that Manafort met with WikiLeaks 3 times. And what did WikiLeaks respond? We give you $1 million if you can prove that we met, because it never happened. So either The Guardian is making this up again, totally, or Robert Mueller is so desperate that he's trying to squeeze Manafort to actually manufacture damaging evidence against himself and the president as part of his plea deal. So, Drew, to answer your question, he could, because we don't know that the mandate. This is the danger. I don't like special counsels. I hate special prosecutors. I don't care if Bill Clinton's the president. I don't care if a Republican's the president, because this is like a massive intercontinental ballistic missile without a targeting system. You just launch it and off it goes. And sooner or later, they start doing stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the original mandate. So if Robert Mueller continues to do what he's done so far, clearly, yes, I think he might be investigating whether Donald Trump gave somebody a noogie in high school.
One of the other amusing things to watch on cable news is people speculating about what Donald Trump is going to do. The Democrats have gotten themselves so worked up about Whitaker in the Justice Department basically firing Mueller. And there's been Trump has literally done nothing to stop this investigation. He's actually
Trump the dictator, right?
Yeah,
Trump the totalitarian dictator.
It is
he hasn't
wonderful.
Locked up any journalists, unlike Obama.
It's also funny how the people escaped from his prisons to vote his party out of office in the House. I mean, it was an amazing feat. But do you think that there's any chance that Trump? I mean, he is running Mueller down incredibly on Twitter. Is there any chance in your mind that he says, I'm going to pardon Manafort, I'm going to fire Mueller, I'm going to do any of the things that the Democrats keep saying he's going to do?
I don't want to give away the best of my old boss's secrets.
Yeah.
But if you watch him closely, and I know you watch him closely,
Yeah.
um, watch what he signals, and then what he does afterwards, because they're not the same. This is Steve Bannon calls it the noise and the signal, right? You have to separate between the noise and the actual signal.
Okay.
And he has this very canny capacity to say things that press exactly the right buttons in his adversaries, to elicit the response that makes them dial things to 11, right? And to overstep their mark, when he has no intent to actually do the things he's signaling, but to just bring them out of the closet for their, and to display their insanity. So I don't want to give you any more clues about, I'm working on my third book, which is called Why Trump Always Wins. Okay, so no, this is not a joke. I've got 4 weeks left to finish it, so I'm working on it right now. But if you want to really understand the man, look, who said it? Was it Selena? I think it was Selena who said it originally. It was spot on analysis. Those who don't understand Donald Trump, which is the majority of the media, they take him literally, but don't take him seriously.
Right, right.
And people like me who supported him, were on the MAGA train, voted for him. We don't take everything that he says literally, but we take the man very seriously. That's the key to understanding Donald Trump.
Well, I have to say, you are always one of his most eloquent defenders, as always. It's always great to see you. The new show is America First. It starts January 1st on the Salem Network. Again, you deserve it, and I can't wait to hear it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew. God bless.
Good to see you.